Well, hello, this is Rochelle, and thank you for joining me here on my channel. So happy to have you, my Celindy's group. You are like family to me, and so really it is such a blessing for me to be able to do this with you guys so often. This month's printable, super cute, was designed for us by Charlene Warwick. I have such tremendous honor and joy having her design for us. It's just such a pleasure, and I want to thank her. Hopefully she's watching too. But she will be in the class, so there will be that as well. There are so many elements to this printable, and I thoroughly enjoyed trying to incorporate all of them because I didn't want any of it to go to waste. So I did use as much as I could. Now, what I'm doing with the words is I'm scribbling loosely around them so that I can cut them out. With words, many times, for me at least, I can't get a nice straight line and things like that. So this loose, messy scribble around it for me just works a little bit better. And then I'm using these speech bubbles because this month we are talking about our words, and it is in Proverbs 15, verse 1. It says, "A gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words make tempers flare." Oh my goodness. So while we're thinking about our speech and while we're thinking about the words that are coming out of our mouths, I love this sentiment so much that she uses in the printable. It says, "Taste your words before you spit them out." And it really is that. I was so convicted by this word, really, because it's so easy in a moment of anger to spew out something that just aggravates or flames that fire and makes everything worse. Whereas if I did have that gentle answer to deflect the anger, it would be better for myself as well. Oh my goodness. So I kind of just use these speech bubbles and then the sugar cubes and the spoon at the very top. And then I use the sentiment that says just a spoonful of sugar. And then what I did is I looked at the various translations and I wrote the various translations into the speech bubbles, which then allows me to have both versions. The ESV that says a gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words make tempers flare. But I also have the Passion Translation, which says, "Respond gently when you're confronted, and you'll diffuse the rage of another." A gentle answer deflects anger. It's another translation. And then another translation says, "A soft answer turns away wrath. Harsh words stir up anger." So now I've kind of got all of the different translations so that I can not have the excuse of I didn't know, or I didn't quite understand, or that wasn't the way I understood. You've got to have that clarity. So I'm kind of just making the sugar cubes look like they're falling down from the spoon at the top over all my words or my speech bubbles and onto this stack of sugar at the bottom. And then I'm outlining, because the one speech bubble has like pink in it and I wanted to bring more of this pink into the page. So yes, I'm going to add splatters. But first I'm going to just mix these gelatos with a brush and put them around the white speech bubbles as well as the white cutout for the words. If you do have yellow page Bibles like I do, a way to counteract the very stark whiteness of a printable, if you're printing on white paper, is to then kind of make a border that separates the white from the cream. Then that kind of makes the flow or the printable melt a bit better into your page. I'm using what's left of the gelato to also outline the verse portion or the scripture portion that I'm using. This is a one-year Bible, so it's got Old Testament, New Testament, Psalms, and Proverbs on a day. So you do see May the 11th there. It's not May the 11th, not yet. But yeah. And the reason why I'm using the 3 different shades of pink is obviously it adds a bit of depth when you use lighter and darker tones of a color, because it doesn't look as flat as what one single color would look. So it does add a bit of highlights. And then, like I said, I'm taking my different verses that I wrote down in the Passion Translation, and I also looked up the New King James, and I'm writing that in those speech bubbles. Thoroughly enjoyed working with this printable. You saw me kind of stick it off the sides and against the words, so but cut it off so that it doesn't cover my words and so that it doesn't obviously fall off the page. But I did use the top speech bubble as kind of my tab for the page as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some stickles, and it does look like I didn't exactly record that piece of the video or the process, but I did add some stickles, some glitter glue or something sparkly to the shadowy portions of the sugar and that heap of sugar at the bottom, just so that it looks a bit more how can I say, dimensional, obviously, and real, because sugar kind of has that crystally look to it. And then that is my page for today. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.